Hello and welcome back to my channel and the next installment of Assetto Corsa, where we're going to be trialing out all the cars essentially in the 2021 roster. And straight off the bat, I have a steering wheel failure right here. Yeah, yanks me to the left. So we start again. We're going to start off in the Aston Martin. I feel I did this car bad. Main reason, it's because it was the first car out there. Yep, the Aston Martin was the first car out there. I didn't do any practice laps other than the 5 laps what we're doing. So, it was a pretty slow lap. What is unfortunate, as you can see there, I just go wide straight away. I am going faster than my current fastest lap with the car. I nearly lose it there. As you can see, that front left tyre is a bit on the hot side. We just went with all default setups of every car, and yeah, you can tell from this lap it's already not good. I recorded this before I started learning how to race with the racing light off. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. But as you can see, I'm just not very fast here, and again, I feel bad for the Aston Martin. It was a good car, but at the same time, it was the first car out there, and I did 5 laps of every single car in the 2021 roadster. So, it's probably got me the least experienced. It was still a good car, it handled well, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about the Aston. It was good. The lap time was a 130.820. Next up, the lovely Audi. Now, the Audi, I don't know what else to say other than beast of an accelerator. The car handles well. Oh, somewhat well. It does want to try and oversteer a little bit. But with a default setup, as you see, the tyre, not very hot. And it's so fast. Down the straights, it was probably the fastest car I've got. Well, fastest car around, I should say. It stuck to the road okay. It was alright on the curb. Sometimes it would just kick out, but that's my inexperience. This car overall, one of my favourite, a bit OP, but a beast. As you can tell here, look, it's so much better than the Aston Martin. It's getting into the corners right. This corner is the devil child itself. It tries and kills most cars, but look at that. Ran that corner quite nicely. I missed the apex on the outside, so carry a lot more speed there. And then through this corner, the curb, I won't lie, I was cacking it. I thought my lap was going to go there. It doesn't. We improved by 1.6 seconds on the previous lap, and it said 129.247, by far faster than the Aston. Next up is the Bentley. The Bentley is my surprise package because, well, I thought it was going to be an oversteery beast, too heavy, and the back end was going to kick out 24/7. It doesn't, and from watching live streams I found out that this car is a mental case when it comes to fuel. What again I wasn't expecting. I thought this would be a fuel guzzler, where I nearly messed the lap up there. As you can tell, I've already managed to get a lap sorted with this. Oh, every lap you're seeing is the fastest lap of the cars, by the way. I go wide there and I lose a lot of time. So this Bentley still has a lot of time in it. Well, for a rookie, it has a lot of time in it. For a professional, they're probably doing 125 to 124s. But we're 1.2 seconds up here. But the Bentley in endurance racing, best fuel consumption and the biggest tank. So you can stay on track forever. No worries. Well, not ever, but no worries. You can stay out a lot longer than everyone else. And I gotta say, it is my surprise package, and a car what, I won't lie, I probably want to get to know more. But as you can see, we're crossing the line, and we're 2 seconds up on our previous time. And it's a 129.480 surprise package car. Maybe this is more of a surprise package car. The BMW, it was a very easy car to handle, and I was quite surprised as our fastest lap is on the second lap. And again, there's more time. In that first corner, I went wide. This car is pretty much dramaless. And as you can tell, I'm missing every apex because I'm such a good driver. Again, the setups are all defaults. So as you can see that tyre, yeah, it's already hot and it's the second lap. So some cars handled well on the default setup with the tyres. The reason it was done on the second lap is, well, the tyres started overheating. So this car does require a setup, but I've just been watching someone on a live stream and this car is OP. It is probably the top car on most circuits with a brilliant setup. So BMW, as you can tell, it's just dramaless. I'm going over the curbs, nothing. It's going through all the corners, pretty much perfect. And the only downside of the car at the minute, well, is me. But it's dramaless. I'm hitting the curb there. I'm not taking all the way out to the right of the circuit. But I'm surprised at this car. It's lovely to drive. And a dramaless lap there, as you can see. We will cross the line right about now. And it is a 1:28.830. Our fastest time now. But as you can see, there's also a subscribe button as we go into the Ferrari. Hit the subscribe and like button. It does help the channel out a lot. But into the Ferrari now, and I liked it, other than it wanted to murder everyone around me and me myself. Very good car. Likes to kill people. Basically the person driving it and whoever's in the nearest vicinity of 10,000 miles. This car's the only one what we didn't complete a normal lap on in 5 laps. Every lap was red. What disappointed me. And it's only because it wants to kill you. As you can tell, on the 3rd lap, I'm trying not to touch any curb. And the reason it's red is coming up now. It's still a fast lap, but I got red for this. I don't think it should be a red lap. That's why it's included. And again, the Ferrari just wants to kill you. I'm staying away from every curb on the default setup because it just wanted to spin if you touched it. Crossing line now. As a red lap, a 1:29.725. Still a fast lap. For saying I made a major mistake. Now, I've got more experience in a Lambo than any other car, and I did specifically pick, Jack Aiken because I'm a Jack Aiken fanboy. But it is a disclaimer, I've got more laps in the Lambo than any other car. I've probably done about 30 laps around the Nürburgring with this car in a very sweaty session because that was a very long session. So it's probably a bit biased with this lap, but I like the Lambo. It is very understeery, but it's also quite dramaless. Good car. Not sure if it will be competitive because from what I've heard, this car is not really competitive when racing. And as if you watched the previous video, what you should go for watch the previous video, I don't do very well in it. So if anything, I've probably got more laps in the Lambo than any other car by a long shot. And it probably shows of how comfortable I am driving it. Because there's no drama here, look. Going around the final corner now. Taking it to the edge of the circuit. I like the Lambo, but apparently it's not very competitive. As we cross the line though, it is competitive in this sense. A 1:28.627. Next up, as you saw, the McLaren. I'm very much let down by the McLaren. I think this could be an awesome car. Me on the other hand, you see it there. I'm useless with it. I'm absolutely useless with it. I am so disappointed because I am a McLaren F1 fan. And this is what I'm doing in a McLaren. Yeah, it isn't great. I went down to first gear there. I feel like the gear ratio on the McLaren is different to every other car though, by quite a bit. I managed to get that corner actually nailed a lot. I managed to figure out that corner quite a bit. But I touched the curb and look how much it bounces. It's such a stiff car that the suspension and the car itself can't do curbs, and oh, look at that mistake there. It's terrible. Into this corner now. Do I go near the curb? I don't even go for that curb either. I think I've sussed the car does not like curbs. And I can't get the power down through the last corner, but we're going to cross the line, and I'm sorry all the McLaren fans. I am sorry, because it's a 130.440. Like, I could have done so much better. But next up, and I believe maybe the last car. Oh no, wait, no, I'm wrong. The Merc comes before a Porsche. And the Merc, I didn't do overly bad in. The only thing I changed with the Merc was I put the traction control up a slight bit. Because it can't do slow corners of what they're wanting to send it into the barrier. It wants to spin you around. So I put the traction control up a little bit so we could actually get a lap time out of. And it's not overly bad. This car is meant to be really, really fast if you're not a noob and know how to control it. But this is called the Noob Adventures for a reason. We're learning all the cars. Well, I think I'm going to focus on one car in particular. Not sure which one that will be. But I think I'm going to have to focus on one to learn the game and especially learn the tyre pressures, as you can see below. I nearly lost it there. But I'm getting a bit more comfortable, but I'm not getting out to the edge of the circuit. I'm not doing what I did with the Lambo, where I'm getting right out to the edge. Definitely should be in third gear there. That was, I've just noticed that was wrong. But it's a 130.472. It was slower than the McLaren, but looked faster than the McLaren. Now here's the Porsche. And as you can see on our third lap, look at that left side of the tyres. The Porsche is not my favourite car. If anything, it's probably my least favourite. What says a lot, because the Ferrari wants to kill you, and the McLaren I'm awful with. The Aston Martin needs a better chance. Because the Aston, I failed the Aston. The Aston didn't fail me. But this car is very weird. It's very understeery, what then turns into oversteer. It's one of the fastest cars in the game, from what I've seen and been told. But look at that there, I clattered the curb and I nearly go straight off. Again, love this car and hate this car, because understeer turns into oversteer. You can tell I'm not very comfortable. I'm about to say I'm not using a full track, and nearly used the whole track and more then before I cut it. I'm not using a whole track there, I'm too slow out the corner. But we're going to cross the line in the Porsche in when it wants to pop up, there it is, a 130.342. But here's the table. So it goes Lambo, BMW, Audi, Bentley, Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren, Merc, Aston. Well, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all around next time.